And welcome to another CIRF broadcast. This one going to be recorded in the studio. If you notice that there's some strange noises going on in the background, that's the kids staying with their attention on a movie while I do the CIRF report, because later tonight I'm going to be busy and wanted to make sure that I get this out. There's a little bit of heaven and hell feeling again in the overall context, and we're going to get to the bottom of that. But there's some really good stuff. The collective is also seeing some really nasty, devilish stuff. So let's investigate this. All right. The negativity is in the red arrows, and it's really kind of negative, toxic, devil, low, last, sad, false, uncomfortable. So that's back again. And I've kind of been feeling that throughout the day today. And so it's actually good to see in the bot run, because it kind of explains what I've been going through, or at least part of the explanation. But then we also have the positive side of things, which I'm calling Venus, but it might as well be like heaven and hell. Because, and we have relationships in this Venus thing, but we've got funny, plush. Why is plush? It seems like it's been in every single run. It seems like for a couple weeks now. This really strange to me. And then gaming, wherever gaming is. But anyway, that's been in the runs forever, it seems like. But anyway, Venus is excellent in sex and sharing, plush, and I don't know, gaming, maybe not so much Venus, but the act of staying light and interrelational kind of stuff. Then in the blue is in the middle, is choose your own destiny, is searching and finding. In fact, search and find are the top two words in that meme. Search, find, and then we're in the middle, moderate, normal, impression, these kinds of words. But then it's a choice. So you can choose one side or the other, because you're kind of in the middle here. So we have negativity, positivity, and then right in the middle, and you determine whether or not it's positive or negative. So I hope that makes sense. Let's look at the astrology. And we start off with tomorrow. This is Monday, the 11th, and we have a trine between the moon and Venus. Now this is pretty positive, and that's the Venus that I was talking about, and it's tenderness and it's togetherness and it's music and fun, and it's very light. This is the heaven. So you get Monday is the heaven, and keep in mind you got the trines now happening in earth signs, so feeling pretty grounded, pretty material, pretty we don't want to do what we did at the end of last week, which is to get out of the material, transcend the material. We're going to be in the material. There's no way to get around that influence. And so feeling that and experiencing it's going to be very positive for you. Then on the 12th, this is Tuesday, we have a couple more trines in the morning, all throughout the morning and the midday. And then later you have the square. So what are the trines about? Well, first it's Saturn early in the morning. And that's like vexing problems that you've had. All of a sudden you get solutions to. I can't wait for that one. We're going to be recording the dreams on Tuesday morning, because these are your solutions to these vexing problems on the 12th in the morning. Because that's what you're waking up to. You're waking up to a trine moon Saturn. Okay. Then later on in the day, about midday, you get the moon starts entering a trine with Pluto. This is a much more, this is deeper subconscious material. You've got the emotional moon representing the emotions in yourself. And then you've got Pluto, which is the deep inner subconscious stuff. And those are together in the earth signs. So what I'm thinking is this feeling of very deep emotions start coming up, but It's fueled by thoughts of the material life. So you're in this earth grounded thread and you're feeling this deep subconscious material coming up, and it's not a bad thing. It's the deeper stuff. This is a great time to really assess your material world, your finances, your house that you're living in, anything material. Don't try to run from that. Let's get into the material, because that's where the influence is. Right? And we'll do the solutions here in a second. But later on in the day, there's a square happening between moon and sun. And this is where we're starting to feel a little bit tense, and relationships could get tense. Maybe some projecting on the other person, annoyances. So for some reason, things that other people are doing are annoying you, or maybe keeping you from progressing in your activities, in your goals and objectives. So you feel very unfinished. You feel very conflicted. This is the epitome of the heaven and hell. You've got Aquarius, tropical Aquarius, where the sun is, and you've got the moon in Taurus. So earth, so heaven and earth. And and it's conflicted between the two. So this is where you're choosing your reality. So going back to the dream bot and search, find, choose. This is Tuesday afternoon. Searching, finding, choosing your destiny is on Tuesday. All right. So that's kind of the layout of the influence. Now we need to talk about how to navigate this particular energy. And what we do is we go to the outside circle for the sidereal. This is the true astrology. It's called true astrology. And this accounts for the sizes of the constellations. So for example, Aries or Sagittarius is much bigger than Scorpio and Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus, by the way, is the snake healer, the very first healer on the planet in folklore. But then they got rid of that constellation in the zodiac to make it 12. So we're bringing that back because Ophiuchus does cross the equatorial plane or the galactic plane. All right, so what do we do? Well, all these influences from yesterday, from Monday and Tuesday are originating in this area here, and we're looking at Aries. So it is all about, as well as you can get into the Aries mindset and be the best Aries that you can be, which is very determined. Remember the choice that you had with the moon and the sun, heaven and earth. You're choosing your destiny there. But the best of Aries is transparent, direct, brave, honest. These are very big attributes for a warrior, and warrior in these times of conflict. And this is the time right there on Tuesday afternoon, especially. But we want to make sure that we minimize the risks of Aries, which is going to be too aggressive, too overly competitive, oblivious to how our behaviors are affecting other people. So we want to be aware of how what we're doing affects other people, but not too hyper aware. We're going to be a little bit more Aries, which doesn't really care, but not too much of that. We don't want to be angered easily. We don't want to be too impatient and too impulsive. All right. So focusing on brave, taking all these situations together, not cowering away because of these emotions that you feel. Aries are a little bit more able to move past their emotions in general. All right, so let's move on. So it's getting in line with Aries. This is National Dream Center social media on Monday. It is what you make it. And that's a very Aries thing for the next 2 days, even though that Monday is a very positive experience, probably. You're not feeling that conflict, or at least the collective conflict, until Tuesday afternoon. That's still Aries. So we're making it simple. Aligning with Aries will help moderate the ups and downs of the coming alignments. And then on intervention, you get the current energy playbook. and we just get in line with Aries. You got the picture of Aries, and you be honest, determined, optimistic, and transparent, but avoid being aggressive and overly competitive and impatient and self-centered. Then on Tuesday, Intervention, we have a new podcast coming out with Dr. Diane Dreher, and this is the epitome of inner peace. She wrote a book, a best-selling book called The Tao of Inner Peace. She comes on to Intervention Radio to describe the yin and yang of inner peace. We have some revolutionary new insights about developing that sustained sense of inner peace, because you think it's like one thing, but in reality, there could be multiple types of inner peace, and we talk about that. So check that out on Tuesday. When the podcast drops, you're going to find that on iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, Stitcher, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. All the above. Intervention. All right. You take care, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend, and get into your Aries posture, but not too aggressive, not too demanding, but you are creating your own reality. All right. That's the way the stars are set up. So do it. Thanks for being here.